welcome. Today you're in the Jackson District Library Napoleon branch. My name's Mary and I'm here today to tell you exactly how to make your very own seed-saving envelopes. Starting on October 5th, you'll start to see the D.I.Y seed-saving envelope kits start to appear at JDL branch locations for pickup, and I just want to give you a quick little peek at what's going to be inside the kit. The first thing you should see are 2 templates for your seed packages, a sheet of craft paper, and then lastly there should be a set of labels for the back sides of your seed envelopes, just to give you an idea of some of the information you may want to include for your records. Lastly, if you do decide that you want to make more seed-saving envelopes, I would suggest that the next time you go to the grocery store, go ahead and ask for paper. Paper bags are a really good option for this project. They're quite durable if you're having seeds that you're going to keep for more than a couple of years. Alright, let's get to that tutorial. Before we get started, I wanted to show you a couple of things that you'll need at home to complete this project. One of which will be a ruler, a pair of scissors, your favorite writing utensil, and some glue. Now, all of those are pretty much required to complete the project. There are a couple of items that are not necessarily required, but that are helpful. So those items would be a heavy object. I'm in a library, so book, or some paper clips. I found that both of these items help during the drawing process. Having one or the other was also helpful. Either will do. The first step in this tutorial would be to cut out your envelope templates and then to get them traced onto your packaging paper, which I did in advance. Then we're going to go ahead and get these cut out really quickly. So now if you follow the guide on this template, we're going to go ahead and fold this side first. So my preference is to take my ruler, the metal side, and get a nice edge on it so that it's folded. And just go ahead and really tighten that up. And then to do the same thing on the other side. And then the third, number 3, is going to be the bottom. I just go ahead and do that. Doesn't have to be perfect or exact. So then, now that it's all folded, so now it's time to come in with the glue. I find it's best to put a piece of paper underneath so that you're not getting the surface that you're working on messy. So you're going to go back to that first flap and you're going to go ahead and glue that entire edge. And while we're here, we might as well get this one as well. Flip this out, flip this over, and you're going to go ahead and stick that right to it. Then I prefer to use this glue on the bottom just to be sure that it's really gonna stick. And it's gonna get on the envelope, but I don't think it matters too much. It cleans up pretty easy. Just a little bit right there. Go ahead and wipe that off. It dries clear, so you won't be able to see it. And this is where the paper clips come in. So I like to go ahead and get it like there, there, here. I'm going to flip it over, go ahead and get this part right here folded. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my book on top. So with the glue side on the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and cover that up and let that dry. And it's the same idea with the smaller one. Go ahead and do the same steps. That side. Second side. Lastly, come in and flip the bottom. There we go. And then again, we'll come in with our glue, unfold it. Put a big streak on the bottom. Then go ahead and cover the first flap. Oops, this side isn't quite as long, but that's okay. This also dries clear. It's just glue. It's not going to hurt anything. I'm going to go ahead and do the bottom. And fold it over. This time we didn't have as much excess, but I'm still going to go ahead and put 2 paper clips on the bottom there. Then fold the top flap over. And now we're going to wait for these to dry. So while my envelopes were drying, I went ahead and I cut out my labels for the back side of the envelopes. One of them was larger for the larger envelope, and then this one here is actually, it has smaller text on it, so it will fit on the smaller envelope. And then I wanted to do something a little creative for the covers, so I made a quick sketch of the flower seeds that I was saving. One of them being Love in a Mist, and the other was Calendula. And you can get as creative with this as you want. I did a quick sketch and then I went over it with marker. You don't have to do this step, I just thought it would be fun. It can be whatever you want it to be. And now it's time to glue all of our pieces to the envelopes. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. And this is where I'm going to put my client information. Again, I'm working on this paper, just to make it easier on myself. Also, I'm just messy with glue. Put that right in the middle. So in this envelope, I'm going to go ahead and write calendula, which is the plant that's going in there. The viability of flower seeds tend to be between 1 and 3 years, depending on how they're stored. As long as they're stored in a cool, dry place, they tend to last longer. I'm going to say that the date collected was August 2020. And then for additional notes, I didn't really have any notes, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that blank for now. So I'm going to go ahead and set this aside to dry. Now I'm going to work on this smaller envelope. And my sheet of paper is actually just a tiny bit too big, so I'm going to just snip that bottom part off so that it fits on there better. And that's the cover for that one. I'm going to flip it over. So for the back side, it actually looks like it's going to be better to put your label a little bit low, or the flap is going to cover up your plant name. So I went ahead and I moved it all the way down to the bottom and did it that way so that you can still read what your plant name's going to be. In this case, the seeds that I'm saving in this envelope are called Love in a Mist. The viability again is 1 to 3 years, and that just means that that's how long they're gonna last. Date collected, I'm gonna put August 2020. Additional notes, again, I'm just gonna leave that blank for now. And then if you don't even want to use that, feel free to just cut it off. There's that one. And I'm going to set that one aside to dry as well. Alright, so now that the fronts and backs of these are completely dry, I'm going to go ahead and fill them with seeds. So this year we collected calendula seeds from the garden. I'm just gonna go ahead and fill up my envelope. And try not to make too much of a mess. Okay. And then typically what I'll do is I will take a piece of tape. Oh, it actually looks like that's going to cover that up as well. So I'm actually going to go ahead and snip this off. So in order to test this, maybe put it a little bit lower or just snip that off. I'll grab some tape after I get all the pieces that got away. And then I just seal it, just like that. And that one is full. Again, I've got some Love in a Mist seeds from the garden.